Hello, everyone.
Hi guys, what's
We're
up?
trying to we're trying to revitalize the momentum, the spirit. These past couple weeks has been really I don't know. It's just been a lot. We've been very busy.
No, everyone, I don't have to explain anything to anybody. You're lucky you're seeing me right now because you guys have been pissing me off. Because the last week we didn't act. You didn't have to see us at all, at
Oh,
all
there was
whatsoever.
one
And
tiny
no, no,
person.
no, no, no. There was. They said, "What is?" They said, "What is this, honey?" Like,
They did say that.
damn. Because right now, if it was any other creator, you just wouldn't see them. You'd see a community tab post, and they'd say, "I'm not feeling it today, guys. I'll see you next week." And then you go, "Oh,
You
but
would,
next time,
yes.
that's what we'll do it. Don't worry."
And literally, I don't think you understand how. I mean, they don't really care about all this. Actually, they say just get to the point. But the point is that this is very difficult to like do. Like this is we're filming this day of. I have to go to work after this. I have to and edit and do this and do that. And we're trying to not miss a single week, even though our old selves would have skipped these past 3 weeks.
100%.
But in 2025, the new us has arrived, and we're trying to make sure that we keep the content up on you guys. But I just want to preface right now, despite the fact that Malik he has 3 pixels on my screen. I don't know what I did. Whatever I said was going to happen when we pressed live, it did, and you actually don't look like you don't
Okay,
exist.
great.
That's okay. See, we're still here. We're doing it. Be grateful. Have fun. Listen. You know.
Thanks.
Um, do you have anything else to say? Because I have something. I have to clock somebody quickly before we begin.
No, no, I don't.
I do have
What's
to
going
clock
on?
somebody. I don't know if you remember this. I kind of like just giving you a little. I gave you a little snippet a couple weeks ago. I almost forgot until you said that people were doing a lot. Now we're obviously joking. Most people aren't doing a lot. It was probably 1% of you who were like, "What the hell is this? What the hell is this, mama?" But actually, about 2 weeks ago, we were filming our podcast.
Rachel, is that her name?
I don't know what her name is. Valerie, Valerie, whoever, whatever your name is, step to the front now. Okay, I got an email. Actually, we got an email on our business account. Okay, we have two
She
emails.
didn't know.
I really don't give a fuck. On our
I
business
love
account,
Rachel.
Rachel, whatever your name is, she emailed us. Okay, on our business account saying, "Hey guys," and this was I'm gonna give you guys if you're a true supporter, you know which episode this was. This is the episode where we kind of rushed it a little bit because I had to go to a dentist appointment, and that was one of those episodes that we would have definitely like said we're not doing it this week, okay? But it was the day of that we had to upload. I had a dentist appointment. And we had to go, right? And we couldn't do an hour, 2 hour long episode. So it was like 50 minutes or something like that, right? So whatever, I uploaded that video. The next day, we get an email on our business account from Rachel saying, "Oh, so I love
She
your
did
guys's."
not say it. Don't give her that tone.
No,
Don't give her that tone.
no, I am going to give her that tone. And the only reason why Malik has a soft spot is because she
No,
likes
no,
Malik,
no, no,
and they're
no. She didn't say
canoodling.
that she doesn't like you. She didn't say that she likes me. She didn't say anything. She said, "I love you guys both."
I actually want to read the email if I could find
Okay.
it.
And it's gonna be
Um,
so normal.
it's not going to be normal at all. Be quiet. Sit down. I'm actually you're lucky. I don't think I have it on my iPad. I don't.
It's gonna be
Let me
so
see.
normal. I tried to see. I don't have it on my iPad either.
I don't know if I can get it because I'm using every device I own to film this. But anyways, so whatever. I'll give you the gist of what she said because I kind of remember it. All right. And everyone's like, "Okay, get to the point." She said, "Hey everybody, I love your little cute podcast or whatever the fuck you think this is. You get together with your little friend every week. I like it. It's cute, right? But that being said, Darius, if you don't get your dirty, dusty ass together, I promise you I won't be back the next week. You
That's not
always,
what she
every time, she said,
said.
every single time I come on here, you're looking drab. You're looking like you're looking disgusting. You're looking like you don't want to be here. Like who pays you to do it? You look like this is like a chore." And I said,
No,
"What
she
are you
said.
talking about?" And the way she said something snarky, it was kind of like, "Oh, I really wish I had it." I forgot what she said.
I'm
It was
trying
some.
to look it up while you're saying this, and you guys are gonna say, "Wow, she actually just was
It's
the nicest person ever."
it's actually the only piece of fan email that we have in our business account, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find because she's the
Well, I
only
don't. I'm
person.
not logged in, is what I'm saying.
Oh. I'm not either because I'm on my. I'm in. Oh, her name was Nancy. I got it.
Oh, Nancy.
Her name was no. Don't say "oh Nancy."
Oh,
I'm about to. I'm about
Nancy.
to "oh Nancy" and read what she said.
Oh.
Okay. Now. Okay. So Nancy. Her name is Nancy. I won't put her government name on blast, but her first name is Nancy. She said, "This is literally the beginning. No hi, hello, no nothing. Actually." She said, "I will say, first of all, we need more shows!" Exclamation point. I'm thinking, okay, like maybe she's like, oh, I need more shows, blah 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 blah. And then she said, and with it in all caps, she said, and Darius, I like you, however, comma, and she
So she
spelled
says she
out
likes
comma.
you. She says she likes you.
She's I really don't care. She spelled out however, comma, which is I think is really rude when people do that. She said, however, comma, in almost every video, you seem rushed and your engagement seems more like an assignment instead of fun and enjoyment. Don't. First of all, I've been in this game for almost a decade, mama.
So she's saying
So,
you're tired.
so
She's saying
don't play
you're
with me.
tired.
No. And then she said, "It seems like this podcast is an afterthought to you
Nancy ate that.
and something you have to do to fulfill an obligation. I'm not saying that is the case. That's just how you appear."
So she said, I don't know for sure. You can clarify if you don't.
Okay, and now the reason why Malik's doing all of this is because the very next sentence, the very next sentence says Malik is very relaxed and engaged and always ready to talk about the topic. Keep it up, you guys. So far, so good.
So she said, keep it up, you guys.
I really don't care. Because why would you do that, Nancy? Don't. She literally dragged me for 3/4 of that email. And then gonna say Malik is an excellent podcast partner. That's disgusting.
Said, maybe you just need a little rest. Like maybe you just need to relax. You need to find your zen. That's all she said. And she said like, I don't know. Like Nancy, I see you. We see each other. I see
no. And I responded immediately. Even though I told
guys, mind you, Darius, we haven't responded to a single email that has come yet. Darius responds to the word.
I was gonna say that,
which is so crazy and rude to you guys.
I told Malik, I said don't respond to the hate.
Yeah, that is what he said to me.
I said if the hate comes in, don't respond to it.
But the first time somebody says something a little skosh negative, he has to say something.
I had to gather Nancy. Anyways, I have to say what I said really quickly, then we can move on. I said, hello, Nancy. Thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. However, comma, every one of our videos has been over an hour long, sometimes 2 hours, which is much more than most podcasts. I am never in a rushed mood to leave, but I am hyper aware of timing as I know how long it takes to edit and upload videos. For example, a 2-hour episode, especially if they are filmed the same day of posting. But please tune into next week's episode. I'm sure you'll be making a cameo.
And it was 2 weeks later, so you couldn't even hold your word on that.
Okay, sorry, we were booked and busy. Anyways, Nancy got what she deserved. She never responded, by the way. And then I had to get it together and say, don't ever respond to this business email unless you have a check to cut.
You're so rude. Sorry. She probably didn't know. Where even is our thing in the description? Are both the emails in the description?
Yeah, one for business and one for just to reach out to us.
Business.
She apparently had business to attend to.
She had business to attend.
Okay, well, I'm sick. Anyways, I talked for enough. Do you have anything to say about any haters?
You just said something that reminded me of something. I was gonna say, guys, please do still send emails, and don't take this as a excuse to think that if you say something sideways that you're gonna get featured on an episode. It's not gonna happen. And I'm not gonna allow Darius to respond to anything else crazy unless it's an email episode. So please don't try it. But still keep on sending. And you've been reading the emails. I'm putting you on blast because
I have not been.
Well, I look at them and they say that they're open, and I go, okay, so you just read that.
I don't. No. I don't actually read like the actual emails. I'm just making sure it's not like something we need to attend to immediately. And Nancy needed to be talked to immediately. I'm just making sure. And that one came on our business email. So I was like, what is this?
Okay, well, I swear I see them open. I go, damn, we're supposed to be reading them on the thing. But anyways,
I don't actually read them.
Okay, well, that thing is coming. We haven't read any of the things. If you said anything, we haven't read it. And anyways, what I was gonna say was, moving on. You know, we got all the hate out of the way. I was gonna say, because last night I was thinking, I was in my chest a little, I was in my feels, and I was thinking, life really is so much better when you have a crush. I think that like when you like somebody, like I just feel like I don't know. It's just like you get up, your step is a little different. I feel like I'm slouched and I'm walking like this every day, like I'm in the Thriller music video. But I feel
Thriller's
like
crazy.
even if the crush is a little bit unrealistic, like I still think that it kind of hits different.
Like
Do you
IRL.
Yes, like in real life. Like I feel like, well, do you feel like you're like have like celebrity crushes and you're like, I don't feel like I'm doing something so parasocial as that, where I'm like, my thing is different because I saw them without their shirt on.
What thing is different?
My life is different. I have pep in my
Oh.
step. Get your head out of the gutter.
My head wasn't in the gutter.
Yes, it was.
Your head was in the gutter. I just said what thing is different.
What thing is different?
Anyways, I don't know. I think that I don't. I think that there are definitely
expressed to me you've had I don't know,
a celebrity crush.
no, like just like a normal, like I feel like you never really told me like, oh, there's this person that I like, and yeah.
I don't know. I think in school it didn't really happen because I think I was. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say too many things at one time about straight guys and crushes on the impossible crushes, and I can't go into any of that.
Well, okay.
We can talk about it if you want.
Well, I just wanted to say something so quickly is that I think that like, I think that in the gay community specifically, I just thought that the impossible crush was such a adolescent thing. Like, why are we still doing this at big ages? Like, why are you on straight people at a big age? I don't even like. I'm not gonna lie.
Because yes, I would eat still.
Of course, of course, but that's different than a crush. Like, I feel like that's very different. Like, I'm talking about. I feel like I see stories on TikTok all the time, and it's somebody being like, "Yeah, like, and this guy, like, and he was straight, and I did this, and he was straight, and I'm going like, ugh, you're making us look crazy."
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be, and I'm not saying I wasn't in. We were both in the trenches,
right
at our younger age.
Yeah, at 16.
I think after, if you didn't go to college, fine. But I think if you did go to college, after that first year, you need to hang it up. And then if you didn't go to college, I think at 20, you have till 21. Everything else is very crazy. Because I saw this video, and oh my god, you guys, sorry, I'm sounding like an incel. I'm sounding like a gay incel.
I
am too. I want to hang them on. I want to hang them up. I hate them men. I hate them. But I saw this TikTok, and this guy was going, and there was this guy, it was this white straight. It was actually really funny. It's this white straight guy, and he was just doing the weirdest thing. And I always send you these things, and I say, imagine if I was doing this. And it was the guy, and he was just shirtless, and he was just, it was so weird. And he just had his tongue out, and he was going, Becca, neck, and cheese, Becca, neck, and cheese. And it looked so crazy.
Wait, so this was a straight guy doing it?
Yeah, I'm assuming he was straight. Yes, he was a straight white man. And the guy, and then he was just like doing this. And he had his little tongue out. And I said, what was that? And I went into the comments, and they had a little bit of class consciousness, actually, but only the women did. But the gay people were doing so much. And this girl said, you look like you love a tariff.
What tariff is crazy. Said, you look like you love a tariff is crazy.
And then I said, she actually ate that. And then I went into the replies, and there was these gay men, and the gay man said, I'd pay his tariff. He could tariff me.
No, get it together.
And she said, you look like you would say that. And she actually ate us up. And that's so embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
That's literally so embarrassing. And the guy was just white and straight, and that was it.
No. We gotta like get it together. Like I think I've talked to you about this before. Like, I don't know. I think it can be applied to many facets. I don't know which one I want to talk about right now at this very moment. But I think that yes, as a gay man, you're gonna think that many straight men are attractive, but you can't feed it. You can't feed into their ego. You can't do that. Like we know, we get it. Okay, we get it. We got it. It's good. You cannot be going over there saying, "I'll pay your tariff." That is some really, really crazy things to do. You cannot. And you might be thinking in your mind, "I might pay the tariff and the rent."
Exactly, but you can't.
But you can't say
You're
it.
saying the quiet part out loud, and you can't do.
Yes,
In
that's what.
2025.
And they're taking that loud part and they're blasting it on a megaphone and saying, "Look at these gays. They'll do anything for I don't know. It just and it's just like you're missing the plot. You're not on our side. Like, what are you doing? Get it together. You don't know what you're talking about
At all.
and they need to be on the same accord. And that's my little 2 cents on it.
That's also why this whole new gay for pay thing that's going on, they don't know what we're talking about. But that angers me so much.
They might know a little bit.
They might know a little bit, but like these fake, I don't know. This is crazy, you guys. These fake.
Yeah, that's too deep. We need about a year.
Yeah, we're on the tip of the iceberg.
We need about a year for that.
Anyways, what I was saying was, life is good with a crush. That's all I was saying. I don't have a crush right now, and that's why I know that life is good when you have one. And I just think that's very interesting. When's the last time you had a crush? Other than you have on me.
Oh, the title of this episode? No, I'm just kidding. They're gonna be like, "What?" No, I don't have any at all. And I actually have never had one on anybody named Malik ever. But I think that post high school and college, it's different because I don't see people like that. You know, when you're like, I mean, it can only be not platonic. It can only be whatever parasocial because it's like online. Like I'm not going to my Kroger and seeing the same guy who works there. Yeah. And also, isn't it sad that we can't just do that? Like, typically, yeah. I mean, I could but I'm saying that they'll be gay. Like, what are the odds that in my small town Ohio Kroger, I'm gonna see a gay guy that works there that I'm going to Kroger all the time and being like, "Oh my God, he's so cute. Let me try to slide my number on this receipt and see if he picks it up." That's not gonna happen. Yeah, and I just don't. I think that like, and this is just not at all what the episode was supposed to be about. But I often think about how like how different it is with just to be straight. Like, can you picture like everyone being gay? Except for like 5% of the population.
Oh my God! Everybody in the comments gonna go, "Try being straight for a day. You won't like it."
I would love it. Give it to me immediately.
I can't imagine that. That would be very crazy and that would be very insane. I just think it's the apps because I really do think that the way that because I was actually just talking about this. Like I matched with this person on Tinder and I was literally just saying this to them yesterday, where I was like, I think that one of the biggest issues with like our community is the fact that we are like forced to be we're forced to be completely online, and well, not completely. Most of the time you meet somebody, it's going to be online. Like, cause I was thinking before,
right,
where I would be like, I feel like I've seen my friends who are straight women end up going home with some guy at the bar who looks a little crazy. And then I'll see them doing this. I'll see them on Tinder and they're being very selective. And they can be. Every person that they do want to swipe right on, they can get that match. And I always wonder what this is. But it's the thing of like choice. Like somebody in person talking you up, trying to get you to go home with them. It's probably going to work a lot more better than like having this thousands catalog.
Right. You can be more picky.
You can be more picky. So I feel like now our whole thing is a catalog of men on your phone, whether it be on Grindr, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, any scruff, tough, buff, jacked, clacked,
wrapped,
bigger city,
clapped,
all these things,
slang, bang, everything.
What's the growler? all these things. We all are just looking at these people. So you might match with somebody who you think is attractive enough and who you think is funny enough and all these things. But then you're always going to be thinking, hey, wait, what about this other person? I need to keep swiping. Because rarely ever, and I'm myself included, do I swipe right on Tinder, match with somebody, talk to them, and I'm just done swiping. I'm still swiping. I'm still looking for other people. I'm trying to talk to as many people as I possibly can and weed them out. But that's not really realistic. And so I feel like that's given us such a very crazy standard of like, I need my man to be extremely masculine. He can't have
Oh
any type of
my
high voice.
God.
He needs to have abs. He needs to be tall. He needs to be this, he needs to be that, and all those things just are not realistic, especially in the gay community.
It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's terrible. I think that like being all online, like you said, is really crazy because you don't have those in-person experiences, and then you have to be comfortable with meeting somebody that you've never met, you never even seen. I don't know if that makes sense. Like you've never met them in person. Like with when you're going out to a club or whatever, you see them or whatever, and you can choose whether or not you want to go home with them or whatnot. But when you're on like Tinder or Grinder or Scruff Buff Fluff, Blow Grow Show, whatever you're on, it's like it's so awkward. I feel like I'm on Craigslist trying to find a suitor, and it's just too much. It's too much. And then you're right. It's like very much. You feel like you need to be more picky, or you can be more picky because you're on these things. But then, like especially in the gay community, the standards that you have to have is so incredibly insane. The body, the face, the attitude, the voice, the this, the that, and then when you meet them, you're like, hey, so like, did you vote? If you like, I mean, if it does get to that, and then it's like, oh well, I don't know. But it's just so crazy, especially when you're living in a crazy area. Like I'm in a white town, Ohio, with 40-year-olds.
Everywhere, actually
With
everywhere.
40-year-olds.
Everywhere.
And they want to play Uno with me on Friday nights. I don't want to do that. And I'm where the boys at? Like where are the people my age at? Like I just think this is unfair. It's not cute. It's not fun. It's not quirky. I'm not gonna meet anybody at the local Kroger, or the Taco Bell. Like it's just really, I don't know. And we try to go to Chicago, and
I don't have a crush. It's what you need to know. We tried to go to Chicago, and I don't have a crush on either this year. Which I just think is very interesting, and maybe it has something to do with us.
I don't know. I don't know.
But anyways, I guess moving on. Wow. Also, speaking of, kind of, this is in the same ballpark, but I went to the gym this morning, and I've been very interested. Okay, so, so when I used to go downtown, I feel like the people were more attractive that were there. And I feel like I've been here and we've been on the same level. Like I'm comfortable, like I can come looking sloppy, I can come looking crazy. Where it's fine. But today everything, the Trump is trying to get rid of DEI and all that stuff.
DEI, yes.
They were at my gym. Every single one of them at my gym. If there was the butches, the butch lesbians.
I said what? He said that's where they're sending the DEI.
Yeah, they're sending the DEI people to my gym. That's where they're rounding us all up. I guess I'm included. They're rounding us all up because I was like, what is going on? Because I was like, well, I don't know if these people were actually lesbians. They just were very masculine presenting women. And then I saw two white people who I don't think that were together. And they were both wearing Black Lives Matter shirts. And then I saw one, and I was going, that's very interesting. And then I saw one black girl, like as she was walking by, she said, okay. To
you?
Shirt. No, to his shirt.
Oh.
So that's really funny, actually. And I just feel like there was only one other person that I could very visibly tell that was gay. But I don't know why I thought that was so weird to me that like everybody, I don't know, that was just really weird. It was really weird. But I guess it was welcoming. I really got my sweat on. And I went to Walmart and I got the little $9 t-shirts. I'm never doing that again. Are we supposed to boycott Walmart?
Y'all cancel.
I'm
That's what I
doing
was
it
thinking in
now.
my head.
I'm doing it now.
I don't
'Cause
know. It's just too much. I'm sorry. That's my stance. It's too much. It's too much. I
I'm doing it now
can't.
because I bought their shirts and it was crazy.
Oh,
And it's
you said that was the
60%
final straw.
polyester, 40% cotton, and it's like a sham wow. And it sucks up all the moisture that exudes from my body and turns into this wet. So I feel like I'm Shane Dawson. Like I don't know. Like I
You
feel
leave
like
Shane Dawson alone.
I'm exuding his kind of energy, and it's like just so wet and sloppy and gross. And like I was just going, this is so, like I look so crazy, and my people are here today, and I look insane, and I'm literally wet.
You said it's
So
a
yeah,
sham. Wow.
it was a ShamWow that I had on my back, and I just had to share that I went to the I was rolling with the LGBT today, which is just very so interesting to me that they were all there. I guess I need to go to that time again.
That's a really funny. I think the dynamic of like, I honestly think that it's really a diversity thing. Like the fact that those white people at the, and if you're white, hey mama, how are you doing? I feel like it's always a weird thing talking about race on here because there's some. I'll see a Kathy every once and again on
Leave
our
Abby
com.
alone.
No, I don't mean it in a bad way. But I think I always am thinking when I'm on the podcast, just thinking that I'm talking to black women. But there are other women on here, mama. There's a whole bunch of other women, and I
I'm
love you
talking
all
to all
too.
women.
I
I'm
am
talking to
too.
all y'all.
But then every once in a while, I'll get one saying, "Wow." Darius always talks about Reese. And I go,
I
okay,
can't.
well, sorry. Anyways, but I do think it's interesting that those white people at that gym had the Black Lives Matter shirts on because I think it's more of like they probably grew up in that area, which is
I'm in a
predominantly
black
black.
area, by the way.
Yeah.
A predominantly black area.
So yeah, he's in a predominantly black area. So they probably grew up in that area or grew up near there or whatever. And like to them, that's probably just like, oh, they bought that. What if they said, yeah, this is just my gym shirt. I like to sweat it out. I bought it in the height of 2020. You know, I really don't care no more. It's not my bio or anything.
Okay, but sometimes I think, do you think he was wearing that because just like, yeah? Like, do you think he was like, yeah? And do you think that girl saying something, like, made him be
He
like,
was probably like,
I did it. Yeah,
he probably
I don't know.
was.
I'd rather them wear the shirts and wear the hat.
Me too.
Um,
Then the hat. Oh,
the hat. So
which hat?
let's leave them alone with their Black Lives Matter shirts because I don't want to see a red hat at my gym.
A red hat would be so crazy.
That would
I would
be
say you got the
very
wrong gym.
crazy.
This is the DEI gym, mama.
That would actually be really insane.
Gold's gym is down the street.
I don't think I've ever seen a MAGA hat in real life. Am I making that up?
No, but you yes, you have.
Have I?
Yes, at the Georgia Aquarium, not the Georgia Aquarium, but the Chicago Aquarium.
Scary. We did.
And he was wearing that Nami shirt.
That is actually really terrible, and that's probably one of the first times I've ever seen that, and it had something to do with but that is very crazy. But you saying that also made me think. Do you remember? This was years ago, and it was Halloween. I think I told you about this.
I don't remember whatever you're about to say.
Guys, there's a picture of me out there on the web. But it was Halloween, and I was in college. And I was very drunk, and I was walking, and there was this guy who was dressed as Donald Trump. Is any just ringing a bell?
No.
This guy was dressed as Donald Trump, and I said, "What the hell?" And he had on a "Make America Great Again" hat, and I said, "Ew, this nasty ass costume and this." And he said, "Look to your left real quick," and then all of a sudden, we were taking a picture
Of you and him, or did he put the hat on you?
of me and him,
And you guys are going.
That is what we're doing. I said, "Oh, wait, to my right." I said, "Wait." And then and I think about that sometimes where I'm just like, huh. Like I wondered, like I was probably a talking point. Because it was literally just like a picture. Like I was drunk.
You said a talking point.
We just have a picture. I have a picture with Donald Trump.
You're at the RNC next cycle, and they're like, "Look, the blacks love us," and there's a picture of you with the.
And that's
like
what I thought was gonna happen at the time. But I wonder because I remember specifically, he's like, "Yo, take a picture of us," which is really crazy. And he took the picture. So if you guys ever see something like that out there, I don't know nothing about it's Photoshop and it's AI.
Nathan actually, had my friend from college actually has something sinister. I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
It was some. I know it's not a hat. I think it's a make.
Wait, you
I
mean he
think
owns?
yeah, not owns now, but it was an old picture. I think he was in high school, and it was a "Make America Great Again" like yard sign, and I can't remember or a flag. I can't remember if it was like ironic, like he found this somewhere, or if he like, or maybe it's. I think it's. I'm not gonna put him on blast, but anyways, whatever. I think that
did. You already did.
he had a
You might
picture
as
with
well
it. I don't think that he was thinking it really. I think that
go-
somebody was though in his
Okay.
vicinity. And he had a picture of him, and I saw it someday, and I said, "What is this?" And he said,
Wait, you
"Oh,
randomly found it without him showing
I
it
think
to
I
you?
did. I think I saw it somewhere."
That's really
And I said, "What is this?" And he said, "Oh, well, but I can explain." He said, "But in the sense that, he said no, but in the sense that, and that's so embarrassing."
That is really embarrassing.
Okay, so are we talking about what we
Okay,
need to talk
okay, you
about?
guys, listen. We're supposed to talk about how we went out.
We had a last
say
Chicago
last
hurrah.
weekend. We went out and we had a last hurrah.
Well, actually, it was the last hoopah. It never ended up being hurrah like we thought it was gonna be. It was actually a really stressful time. All of it.
It wasn't that stressful. It was fun. And we had some friends come to the apartment.
Mind you, we were moving out. So we were moving out over the course of 2 weekends. The first weekend that we were moving out, we were like, we need to go out and do a last hurrah in Chicago. And so, yes, we had a lot of people come over. I'll let Malik take the stage.
Yeah,
now.
and also we'll tell you guys about moving too, because that'll be another.
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
So yeah, so the first night I believe was Friday. Yeah, it was on a Friday, and then we were like, okay, so we had gotten our alcohol ready, we got everything ready. At first, it was me, Darius, and our friend Lexi, who was there alone. She came the night before, because she also helped us move. Sorry, I was.
That's really sad. I paid for her dinner.
And the next day, so everybody else was coming the next day. We had the drinks ready, and then we all were settled down. We started making our little drinks, and then it was Saturday for me.
Yeah.
Saturday for me.
It was.
And I don't know. I think that my body. This is what I was telling Darius right before this episode. I said, because I just think that like I'm old. I'm too old. I can't keep up anymore. Like, I think that if I have one little cider, I'm actually doing a lot.
What is that phenomenon? I have to look that up.
I don't know. But I don't know. I really don't know. Because I swear. What?
I was going to say in college, I could get down with the get down. 100%. And I don't know what happened as soon as I got my degree. They said they took from me. I had to trade them. They gave me the degree, and I had to give them my my alcohol soul, my spirit. They had it immediately in their grasp, and I left it in Arizona. I can't do anything now. I can barely drink a glass of wine without the next day me going, "What was that?"
And I just think that's so interesting. Like I just tell you, in college, I used to do the most. I used to do the absolute most. And now I can only do the least. But I don't even feel like, I don't know. Well, see, here's what happened. I'll tell you guys what happened. What happened was I made my first drink. Me, Darius, and Lexi were the first people to make a drink. And everybody else hadn't started drinking yet. So, because we had already ate or something, I think they were still trying to eat. My first drink, I always make a little bit of a heavy pour, because I feel like it makes everything else go down easier for the rest of the night.
Right.
So I make my own drink. That was the first and last time I made myself a drink, for that whole night.
Yeah, which is not
very crazy.
It's not something you should do.
Apparently,
this is educational, by the way.
Well, yeah, but
you too.
I'm not gonna lie. I usually am the one. If I'm making somebody else drink, I'm usually doing a little much. Because I want them to be doing a little much.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
And they said, flip it, reverse it. I'm going to work it. And they dropped that thing down. And it was actually a lot. Because I was going, hey, can you make me a drink? Wait, can you make me one? And I think...
Yeah, and it was a different person every time. We all got a chance.
Every time. And
I didn't do it, though.
it was actually like I just don't, because I was thinking in my head I was trusting them to not do what I do, and I don't know.
But they were
To
doing
this
it.
day I don't know what they did. And then
That's really crazy.
I remember. I remember. I remember being.
It's all coming back to me now. By the
I
way,
remember being drunk. I remember us taking a little pic.
Mhm.
And everything else is blurring in and out from there. So let me hear what you have to say.
Okay, so we all had our drinks together, our first drink, me, Lexi, and Malik. Okay, we were in the kitchen. Malik made his own drink, and Lexi poured mine, but I was there watching it, and she poured kind of a bit much. I would say it was about like this much in a red Solo cup, which is kind of a lot, right? That's like a third of the red Solo cup. And so I'm like, okay, this is a bit much, whatever. But I'm thinking, what happens is every time I come back to drinking after I haven't done it in a while, I always want to resume where I left off. And that's not how it works. You cannot do that. And so I did that or whatever. And we're drinking it or whatever. And I'm getting ready and stuff. Everyone's like showering and getting ready and changing. I remember us doing the photos. By the time we did the photos, come to find out everyone was gone with the wind. So I want to preface that. I think we did the photos.
Everyone was doing a lot? Question mark?
Yes, I was trying to. I'm the type where like I can be, drunk or whatever, but in the situation where like we need to get to it, like we have something to do before we have to go to the Uber or we have to like do this or whatever. I'm like, everybody lock in right now. We gotta go. And I was like taking the photos on my phone with my ring light or whatever. Actually, the one he's using right now. And we were trying to like take our little cute pictures or whatever. Come to find out, they said it was all too bright and too light. They didn't like it. They didn't like the way their face looked in the light. But anyway, so that was at the end. At that point, we were all gone. In the meantime, between our first drink and our last one, it was a lot. Okay, so Malik had people making drinks or whatever, and I think everything else was fine. But then we decided, after everyone was drinking a little bit, I'm drunk at this point. Okay, Malik and I are like, we have to watch Beyonce Bowl.
Yeah.
We have to watch Beyonce Bowl because we need the girls to know. Now, I want you guys to know that all of our friends are white 20-somethings, okay? So they're more into, Stacey Abrams. Who is that?
Stacey Abrams.
Who is that?
Know. You're thinking of Gracie Abrams.
They're into Gracie Abrams. Stacey Abrams is a politician, I swear. Somebody is named Stacey Abrams. Anyways, they're into Taylor Swift, very much like that kind of vibe. All right, they're in the grind.
Stacey Abrams is a lawyer and former Georgia state representative. I'm only saying this because she's black.
Yeah, I know. That's why I know, because I think she helped like do the
And our friends are not into Stacey Abrams. I'm just kidding. I don't know what
they're not actually. Come to find out, because they were like, "What's Beyonce Bowl?"
Okay, they didn't say what's did they?
I think one of them, at least one of them, didn't know what it was. Okay. And then you were also saying it like, I was shocked because you were also saying it in the light of like, I didn't know that they didn't know what was going on, but you were explaining to them, yeah. So like on Christmas, she was doing this show on.
You guys, by the way, I
yes.
Didn't know this.
Okay, well, yeah. So they were not knowing, and I was so shocked. I was like, "You're lying!" Like you were having to explain to him what she was doing, and I was like, "What? How did they not know that?" Like I don't know. That was such a
crazy.
That's a little crazy. I think not even I've heard about it at all. So it was making me like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was happening. And so we had to watch it, but it was
watching it, by the way.
It actually happened so fast because it's only 13 minutes, and I feel like
do remember it happening really fast.
I said, oh, she said she was at the end on the riser, and I said, oh my gosh, that was really fast. But we took Malik. We spent 35 minutes talking before we pressed play. We said, okay, and everyone was talking, and they were asking questions, and we were like, okay, so like. And we had to say everything. We were like, okay, guys, she's a black woman. I don't know if you knew that. And we had to explain everything from Destiny's Child until 2025.
Are you being serious?
Literally dang near. We had to explain why you guys haven't heard about it, why you haven't watched it. We had to explain why it was so important that she won Album of the Year and the country album stuff. We had to explain Renaissance. We had to explain the difference between her and Taylor Swift. And we had to explain. We literally went through everything. And Olivia couple saying, okay.
Olivia
Play.
Listen, so not too much.
Oh, I know she's listening, but I was agreeing with her because we were doing a lot. The Uber, we were supposed to go.
Oh,
we were supposed to go. Yes, we were supposed. That's why we were doing a lot, because I was like, we were like, oh guys, it's only gonna take 12, 13 minutes. It's okay. But we dragged it out to 45 minutes because we had to talk for half an hour before talking about the importance of the album, and Emily was really interested in it. So we were trying to explain to her everything, and it was so much. And I was like, guys, like this is the reason why. And I just I get too passionate about Beyonce, and we were just doing so much. But anyways, long story short, we watched it, and they said, okay, well, where's the Uber at? They actually didn't say that, but we couldn't talk about it. Like, oh, and then right before the end, we got into a big argument with Olivia about how Ariana Grande was
Okay,
like.
see, I didn't remember that, but I remember the next day you guys saying that I said something about Ariana Grande.
Oh, you were saying.
Sorry, what was I saying?
You were saying that Ariana Grande was, after you saw Wicked, that she was up next to Beyonce. That's what you said.
Okay, that's not what I meant.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that it? I thought you were gonna elaborate.
That's not what I meant. I feel like we've had this conversation before in a sober state of mind where
Right.
where I've said that, like, I think that I've always seen people in a tier, and then I've seen Beyonce at this top tier, but then I think that Ariana Grande's vocals now are really kind of crazy, and they're just studio level.
Right.
But I need to see what she's giving on a tour, because I
Right.
feel like if we all were in a
She
I was
said,
gonna say
"Something
something
come
that's
light
kind
me
of
up.
crazy.
This
But I
way
was gonna
I
say, I feel
want
like
it."
if we're all in an arena and we're all screaming at her, she'd blow away. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I need to see her if she can do a little dance, a little jiggy, in the thing. But I love Ariana Grande. I love you, Ariana. I know you're listening. I love you.
Okay, well maybe she is listening. I don't know. Probably
Actually,
not,
I
but
know you're listening, Ariana, and I love you. I know you're listening. But I'm not saying
but
that she's anywhere near
no.
Beyonce.
So Olivia was saying, and she kind of really didn't like back this up when we got sober. So I don't know if she was just saying it because we were all a little tipsy or not or whatever. But and maybe we didn't want to talk about it the next day. But she was saying like Taylor Swift was so much more unproblematic. Or she was like, the reason why she doesn't like Ariana Grande is because Ariana Grande is so problematic, and she does this, she does that, and she stole that woman's man or whatever.
Listen,
I actually don't know nothing about that.
I do know everything about it. First of all, men aren't some kind of toy. So you're telling me men can run governments, men can tell the women what they do with their pussies, they can do all these things, but now all of a sudden a woman has all the power in the world to steal somebody's man? That she didn't steal shit. Nobody stole anything. I think that when we get into these conversations about cheating and about all of these things, oftentimes this woman is always labeled as this crazy
Right.
person who did all of these things, and the man just this guy who had nothing to do. She took me, and
Right.
this goes back to Adam and Eve, and with
He
women being
seduced him.
seductresses
Yeah.
and all these things, and all that is hearsay and crazy. It's 2025. That was a grown man with a grown woman wife, and he decided to lay in another woman's bed. And we don't actually even know if that's true, by the way. That's also not confirmed.
Right.
But anyways, continue.
Yeah, so whatever. We talked about that, and she was basically saying that, but then I was also trying to say that Taylor Swift is not absolved of any of her crimes in the first place.
At all.
But whatever. We can talk about Taylor Swift literally until the day I die. I don't know why. That she actually lives rent free in my mind. I'll give it to her.
And then,
I'll give it to her.
Sorry, I wanted to say something. Sorry, we're going off so much topic, but it's fine. It'll be fine. But I was gonna say, like, have you been seeing all this stuff about Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez?
What about? No, I don't think so.
Well, they just basically, this comes around every few years of like Hailey.
Yeah, something
always
happens.
copying Selena Gomez and doing all this stuff and doing all that, and like they will like play side by side clips of Selena Gomez saying something or doing something like a year before, months before, and then Hailey Bieber would say the exact same thing, and everybody was going, "This is really scary." They're going, "This is really scary." Like Selena Gomez once had like a thing with Vogue where it was like going through my old looks, and then like months later, Hailey Bieber on her own YouTube channel said, "Guys, I'm gonna go through my own looks." And
That's really scary because Haley predict being with Justin, or like when she was like 5?
Well, she was a fan of Justin. She was
That's
a fan
scary.
of Justin, and Justin was going, "This was kind of an arranged marriage. I was just kind of forced to marry her." He said something like that, literally. And then he said, "I didn't even do anything for the wedding. I just showed up and she planned everything." It doesn't seem like and then he said, sorry. And then he also said, "I thought that getting married would fix a lot of my issues. It didn't." And I said, "Oh." And it doesn't really seem like he ever cares about it. Do you remember when he left her on that skateboard?
Yes, I always
Think
hear about that.
a lot because that's very crazy. But the only reason, the reason why I was bringing this up is because I saw Trisha Paytas say something like, "I think what's happening is that when you hate watch somebody and you like really don't fuck with someone and you like, but you like consume all their stuff, like sometimes you kind of like they start to mesh into your mind, like it's something psychological." And I was going, I actually think that's right. Because I'm not going to lie, you guys know I'm a hater from previous episodes. There's some things where I feel like I've picked up from people that I don't like. And because I'm consuming their things so much. Like, and I was thinking like there was one era where I was like listening to Taylor Swift, but I don't like her. But then I kept on singing a song going, what is this song from? And then I looked it up and it was Taylor Swift and I said, what was that? So I don't know. Maybe I'm on
in
Haley's
the
side.
willows, they're whipping in.
That is what I was doing. I was going deep in the garden, in the trees, and I was going, "Wow, who said that?" And lo and behold, it was Taylor Swift. So maybe Haley Bieber was on something. Anyways, moving on. Sorry, I just had to
okay. Well, whatever. We were talking about Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Ariana Grande, and this person and that person. The rest of the night proceeded to be the most.
Okay.
Ever.
What happened?
Yeah. The rest of the night proceeded to be the most ever. We actually went to one. Spoiler alert: we went to one bar and went home. One. We went to one bar.
We were there for 2 minutes, people.
For me, it felt like an eternity.
For me,
so,
it felt like a second.
That's because Malik woke up and it was Saturday. That's why. So by the time we got into the Uber, by the time we had taken all the pictures, watched the Beyonce Bowl, I was sober at this point because I was.
Wait. First, something happened with the Uber, and I had to go back up.
Oh my God! You're reminding me of all of. That's why I was sober by the time we got in. So we get downstairs, right? And I think it was me. I'm not sure. I think it was me. I was like, or somebody else said, "Does everyone have their IDs?" I think someone else said that. And I was like, whoever said that ate, because I had mine. But then you said, I don't have my wallet. You said I don't have my wallet. And I said, oh my goodness. And by the way, guys, the Uber is here. We're at the lobby. The Uber is at our location waiting for us to get in, right?
So then why would the person ask when the Uber is here? So it's basically their fault.
We literally, it was just like everyone does have their ID, but let me just ask to make sure because we're about to get in the Uber. So then Malik goes, I don't have mine. So we all are sitting in the lobby waiting for Malik to go back upstairs to go get his ID.
I do remember this part though. I go back upstairs. I'm in the elevator. I'm going abracadabra, abracadabra in the elevator.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing in the mirror. And then I get to the door and I just try to open it. Like I don't even first. And our door has never ever done that
in a sitcom.
Like I tried to open it and say, "Hey, howdy doody," and then I said, "Oh, I don't have keys. I don't have anything actually." And then continue.
So I don't know if this part was true, but this is what I heard from Greta. She said that you FaceTimed her.
Okay.
And said, guys, let me in.
No,
She said, you said, guys, where are you? I'm at the door, let me in. And I said, what is Malik talking about? And then I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you have your keys? And you say, no, I don't have my keys. So I said, oh my gosh. So I have to go in the elevator and I'm going to feel the beat under your feet before I get off the elevator. I go and I say, this is actually so much. But I had to pee. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to let him in. I'm going to go pee. And then we'll get his wallet and we'll go. So we go. I let you inside. I go use the bathroom. We get in the elevator, go back down. And we get into the Uber. Even though that whole thing was a lot, right? So now we're at
the same Uber. The guy never leave.
Yeah, I don't think he left. Greta was like, please stay, please stay. He was really nice. So he stayed for.
They were in the car already?
No. We sat in the lobby. We waited for you to get in the car. Okay. So we get in the car, whatever, we drive. Oh, so the whole ride there. I don't know who.
Wait. Everybody wait.
I'm remembering all this stuff as it's happening.
You guys need to understand. This was supposed to be a last hurrah. The vodka was doing what the vodka was supposed to do. Also, I don't know who. I was actually drugged, if we really want to talk about it, I was actually drunk because I don't know how much alcohol was in the drinks that were given to me. So I was really set up. So anything that you hear, I was set up to do. Is what you need to know.
Okay, well, my soberness was doing what it needed to do in the situations that it needed to be in. So by the time we got in the Uber, I don't know who whispered in my ear, but somebody before we got to the Uber said that the Uber driver was Hispanic.
I had nothing to do with this, actually.
I swear. They said the Uber driver was Hispanic, okay? And so we get in the car or whatever. I'm all the way in the back row. We have, obviously, we have a lot of people. I think it's, 7 total, or I think.
7.
So we're all in the Uber. We squeeze another person in there hoping that the Uber driver doesn't notice, okay?
Noticed?
So I'm sharing a seat with either Amber, I think it was one, maybe Greta. I don't remember who it was in the back, but I'm sharing a seat with somebody, and there's 4 people in the back row, 2 people in the captain seats in the middle, and then you're in the passenger seat. Okay. The whole time we're hearing beep, beep, and I'm thinking, what's that noise? And Greta's like, I don't know. Somebody doesn't have their seatbelt on. And I'm looking down, checking my row. I'm like, is everybody, y'all got your seatbelts on? I'm sharing a seat, and I don't know if it was Olivia or Greta. They turn around and they're like, it's because you guys are sharing a seat. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. I'm looking at Lexi. I'm like, Lexi, because she's to the left of me. I'm like, is your seatbelt on? And she was like,
on, and she said, I'm not putting it on.
She did say that. She said, no. She said, Darius, come here. She said, come here. And I was like, she said, when have you ever been in a vehicle and the seatbelt thing is beeping for someone in the back row? Name it quickly. And I said, you know what? I said, come to think of it, you're right. And so then I'm thinking, whose seatbelt is? I'm like, Malik, is that you? No, it's not me. I got my seatbelt on. My seatbelt is on. My seatbelt is on and locked and loaded. I'm like, okay. And then so I'm looking around. Another 5 minutes. Why is it still beeping? Whose seatbelt it is? Greta's like, Malik, is your seatbelt in? Yeah, my seatbelt is in. If we got in a car accident, I wouldn't go nowhere. I wouldn't move a muscle. I'm like, what? Are you sure? Come to find out, 2 minutes before we're about to get out the car, Malik's seatbelt is the only one that is unbuckled, and it has been unbuckled this entire time. And he's been claiming, and then he couldn't get it on. I swear Greta had to help him put it on.
I don't remember this, by the way, you guys. I don't remember this at all.
Okay, well, Greta had to help him put his seatbelt on. I don't know what was going on. She had to reach up to the front, take her seatbelt off, and put his on for him. And he's in the passenger seat. Like, Malik was doing backseat shenanigans in the passenger seat. And so, whatever. The thing that was the guy was Hispanic, right? And Greta knows fluent Spanish. And I swear she's talking to everyone. I don't know what it is, but every time we're drinking and in an Uber, we want to speak Spanish. Even though none of us really know it except for Greta. Malik wasn't doing any of this because he was too worried about the fact that his seatbelt was on, and it wasn't. And so I'm speaking to Greta kind of in a little bit of broken Spanish. I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever. And I'm thinking in my head, this is really crazy because this guy is Hispanic. Like, why are we speaking Spanish? Like, it almost felt like we were purposely doing it because I don't know who told me. Somebody told me that this guy was Hispanic and that he spoke Spanish. I swear. Come to find out, he was Arabic and he didn't speak a lick of Spanish at all. He didn't speak a lick of Spanish. I'm being so serious. Somebody told me that literally we got out and Greta was like, he was not Spanish. And I said, what? Somebody had told me that, I swear. So I thought this was crazy the whole time, but it ended up not being crazy. We were just speaking Spanish. Whatever. We finally get in there. This was so crazy. We finally get in there or whatever. And the first thing that happens is I think that Lexi and Olivia or Lexi and Amber or one of the two needs to go to the bathroom. Okay, so they're like, we got to go to the bathroom. So I'm waiting at the door. We're all inside at this point. I'm waiting at the door for everybody to come in or whatever. And we're like, we're going to go to the dance floor. But I was like, I think we first were like, we're going to get a drink or something like that. So we get there to the dance floor. I think that there were still people in the bathroom. Yeah, that's what happened. So we get to the dance floor. Get to the dance floor. Sorry, when Beyonce said that. So we're on the dance floor. And at this point, I think it's Greta, Emily. I don't know why I'm always mixing everyone up. I can't remember who was in what scenario, whatever. But all I know is that the majority of the girls, whatever, 2 or 3 of them were in front of us. And then it was me and you. And then there was 2 girls behind us. I think it was Olivia and Amber or something. And they're like, oh, okay, let them in. Like, we need to be a big circle so we could dance or whatever. And I like turn around. And I think you were still blocking them. And I was like, oh, Malik, they're behind you. And you just could not hear me. On the dance floor at all, anything anybody said, you couldn't hear anybody. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, even though I pulled your ear to my mouth. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say it was the music was loud. But, it's just they could not get into the group at all because I was like, Malik, they're behind you. It's like crowded on the dance floor. Like, you got to like move out the way deliberately to let somebody in. And so, whatever. So they come in to the dance thing, to the circle, and then Greta's dancing or whatever, and she goes, "Where's my phone at?" And I'm not joking. This was in like 2 minutes. Actually, we got a drink. And then within 2 minutes of the whole situation happening with them being behind us, I'm saying Malik, trying to get you to hear me. I had to repeat it 3 times and it didn't happen. Then she goes, I don't have my phone. I'm like, what does that mean? We literally just got our drinks. We're trying to have fun. She's like, I don't have my phone. I'm like, okay. Because she ordered the Uber. So I'm like, okay, I know you have your phone with you, right? You had it in line and now you don't have it. And she's like, I don't know if I took it out at the bar or like I just don't have it on me. I'm like feeling her pockets because I'm like, I hope that she just don't have it there and you're just saying that. So I'm feeling all her pockets. She doesn't have it. So then I'm like, okay, we need to go find it wherever it is. This bar is packed. We need to go find it. So I turn to you, Malik. I'm like, Greta doesn't have her phone. We need to go look for it. And you're like, okay, I got to use the bathroom. I'm like, okay. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know if he should be going. I don't know if somebody else said this to me, like he shouldn't be going to the bathroom by himself. But I was like, he's fine. He can do it himself. So
I never saw them again after that until we were all outside the bar. I never saw them again until we were outside the bar.
And I said, oh. But anyway, so he went to the bathroom. We're searching up and down for this girl's phone. By this girl, I mean Greta. And we're like looking for her phone. And mind you, I did tell Malik that we were looking for her phone. And it was me, and I specifically remember it was me, Malik, and Olivia who left. Me and Olivia were going to search for her phone, and Malik was going to go to the bathroom. And I said, meet us back on the dance floor when you're done going to the bathroom. So we all leave or whatever. Olivia and I are searching for Greta's phone for a millennia. Guys, a millennia. We actually turned the bar upside down. By this point, I'm
this place is so big, you guys. It's
literally huge. And I'm trying to retrace our steps. I'm like, was it here? Was it at the door? Did someone return it to a bouncer? Like, is it at the bar? Like, is it in the bathroom? We're everywhere trying to figure out where this girl's phone is. I don't know why I keep saying this girl's phone. Greta's phone, whatever. So basically, come to find out, after about 20 minutes of looking, maybe 25, I look up at one of the TVs. I just take a glance at one of the TVs, and it says, I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago, Mama. I don't know if you've ever been to the Hydrate next door. I don't know if you've been to Charlie's. But this is Sidetrack, and we have a pickpocketer on the loose. And I said, what are you talking about? They said, hide your kids, hide your wives, and hide your cell phones, because somebody out here taking them. And literally, it dawned on me. I said, oh, my gosh, somebody stole her phone. And the way
always wearing a baggy ass pant with the phone in the back pocket,
a boy jean, and we were going. We said, "What was that?" And yeah, so long story short, somebody actually stole her phone right out of her back pocket, like literally just took it out. She had no idea until it was too late. At first, the phone was on. Okay, so we had seen the location. We're trying to figure out where it's at. We're trying to ring it or whatever, and it tells us that it's at the bar that we're at. Okay. Within 5 minutes, it says location undetectable. It literally says last seen location, and that the phone is turned off. And at that point, I was like, okay, somebody actually stole our phone. Because I asked her, I was like, what percentage was your phone at? She was like, it was like 75, 80%. I was like, okay, so somebody took it. Because if it's off right now, they turned the phone off after they got it. So I'm thinking, this is so crazy. All you need to know is that lasted about an hour. I'm not going to give you all the details about where we went. We literally went everywhere looking for it, this, and there. We're in bathrooms. I'm under benches. I'm finding stuck gum and old cups from 3 months prior that they didn't find under the chairs. It was literally so much.
Now, also, sorry, I was going to say what I was doing while you guys were doing that.
Oh, yeah. Tell your part of the story.
I went to the bathroom. I didn't hear that she had lost her phone. I didn't hear any of that actually at all. I was just like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. And I think I went back out And then I was like, where is everybody? And I was like, oh, they're lame. I gotta go. I gotta go my own way. I like am still at the bar, and I was talking to these people. Then I left them, and I was like, oh, I need to go out. I need to get outside. So then I left the bar. I was outside, and then I was talking. These other people came up to me and was like, "Do you have a cigarette?" I said no. And they said, "We need to find one. We're looking for one. We need to find one." Um, and then he was like, "Wait, I need to call my friend." And somehow I'm in their group, and I was going like, and and they were like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, they gave me a new lease on life because they were just acting like us. They were acting so young and dumb and fun. And then I think they said, "How old are you?" And I said, 23. And they said, "Damn." They said, we're 30. I said, "Oh my God." And now 30 isn't old, but
Right.
they were like 30 looking for a drunk cigarette on a Friday night. And I was like, wow, like, I was probably making them feel crazy because I was going, wow, like, you're just like me. I said, "Wow,
Yeah,
you're
he
just
said,
like me."
yeah, life doesn't end when you're 30 and
Yeah,
you're
I said,
old.
"Well, I thought I was actually going to be in a nursing home, but thank you for showing me the way." Then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, and this is when I started to get a little less drunk, and this is when I finally called Darius, because I said, "Wait, something's going on," because all of a sudden in the corner of my ear, I hear, "So you want a cigarette?" And I look behind me. I say, "Who was that?" And it's a nonchalant dreadhead. And he said, "Come on, I'll give you some cigarettes." And I said, okay. And then he's like pulling out these cigarettes, and I can't. They actually look pre-made, like it looks like he wrote them himself. And then he's like, here, have one. And he said, "Open up your mouth." He put the cigarette in my mouth. He lit the flame. I
This
said, "Oh,
is
thank you."
not
And
a
then,
Hollywood film.
well, it's not. It's a true crime film, actually. Because then right after that, I'm thinking this is kind of cute. And then he goes, "Here, follow me. We gotta go." I said, "We?" I said, "Actually, I need to find my friend." I was so frazzled. I took the cigarette out of my mouth, put it in my pocket, and I'm calling. I think at first I called Darius. I said, I know. At first I called Greta. I said, "Okay, fuck her for not answering." Then I called Darius. I said, "Where are you?" And they were outside too, I think. And then he's like, "We are down the street over here." I start walking. I'm going, "What's happening?" And my thighs getting burnt to a crisp because I put a lit cigarette in my pants. That's burning a hole through my underwear, through my jeans. And I'm going, "What is that?" I have to take it out. And I finally find them. And I'm not getting why the vibe is down. Because I'm saying, you guys need to take your vibe saying go.
He said, "Light it
What's
up.
on?
What are you
Literally,
doing?"
that is what I was doing. And it was just not the mood for any of that at all. Because I still couldn't understand that Greta had. I don't think I truly understood that Greta had lost her phone until the next day.
Oh,
Like, because I remember her talking to Lau. So why
she
would
was
I?
talking loud on Amber's phone, I think.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. But then I did a lot, and I said, "So tell me about Amelia Perez."
Yes, that did happen once we got home. It did happen.
Because Lau is Greta's girlfriend, who is a native person who lives in Mexico. Um, and so I was trying to get the tea because obviously you guys know we've talked about Amelia Perez on every single episode ever. We're its biggest fans, apparently. But I just wanted to know, like, what's the tea with the girls? And then they were going, now is not the time. And I said, "What the hell do you mean now's not the time?" I said, I need to know. And I just feel like I was doing so much, and I don't remember taking an Uber home. Did we all get in the same Uber?
Yeah, we did. I don't remember. It probably was uneventful. I don't remember much of that either. Um, but I think I do remember figuring out what we were going to eat. I think that's always my mind when we're
I
in the
do
Uber on the
remember
way
that
home.
you guys figured out what you were gonna eat.
What did I eat?
And
I
it
don't
was
remember.
mine.
Oh,
And it was mine.
that was not my fault.
And
I
it was
promise
mine.
you, it was not my fault.
Because
Come to
you
find out, we
guys.
got home.
Okay. Well, no. This would happen. Actually, I'll tell you what happened. We got home. We're home. I think that me and Darius ended up talking to Lau about Amelia Perez for a little bit.
A little bit,
And
yeah.
then I'm like, but apparently I was with movers and shakers and people that were behind the scenes who were doing things and handing things out to people, that didn't belong to anyone. And I started to, like, I had some Wingstop and I'm heating up my Wingstop. I do that. I eat. I'm going, this is so good. And I'll go, you know what would hit the spot? A cookie. So there's these cookies that are from this one grocery store that's like back in Wisconsin that I don't have access to anymore. So when Greta comes here, I make her get me the cookies because I don't have access anymore. And they were like, my childhood cookies are the best cookies ever. So she brings them a pack. I look and I said, what was that? There's 3 left.
There's probably 5.
There's 3 left out of a baker's dozen. I haven't had one. And I go, what the actual fuck? And then come to find out, everybody ate. Come to find out, everybody had a cookie. Because I start going around going, did you eat one of my cookies? Did you eat one of my cookies? Did you? And then
At this point, I'm in my room.
Yeah, Darius is in his room watching SpongeBob. He doesn't hear me questioning everybody else. But then somebody gives you up a little. I don't remember who. But somebody says, I don't know, maybe I saw Darius have one. I don't know. So I go.
It's probably Lexi, I think.
I go to Darius' room. I say, what the fuck? Did you eat my cookies? And he said, these? And he has about 3 of them heated up and warmed in a wet paper towel.
No.
Crazy.
Okay, so I had a cookie from earlier because me and Lexi went to a coffee shop, so I bought a cookie or whatever. It was in a bag. I'm about to eat my food. I can't remember what food I got. Anyways, I'm about to eat my food. I'm in the kitchen. I see a pack of cookies. I don't know if they were open or not, but I see a pack of cookies on there. And Amber, I promise it was Amber. I'm like, oh, I can't remember if she offered them to me or I asked, but either way, I was like, whose cookies are these or whatever? And she was like, I don't know. I think they're Greta's. You can have one. And I said, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah, she just brought them here for snacks. I said, snacks? I said, cool.
That's not true, you guys. Also, very quickly cutting you off, the cookies had a note on them that said,
they didn't have a note on them at that time.
The cookies had a note on them that said, do not
originally
eat. These are Malik's.
Originally. I didn't see that note on there. So I popped the tray open. I said, oh, okay. I put the 2 cookies in the bag with my original cookie from the coffee shop. I pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds to get them nice and warm and heated. And then I take my food and my cookies to the room. Malik comes and bangs in the door saying, Darius, they told me you ate 8 cookies out of my thing. I'm like, I fessed up immediately because I didn't even know it was bad. I said, I only have 2. I didn't eat them yet. They're in this bag right here. I don't know who told you that. Amber told me that it was fine to eat them. So I walk outside. I get up. And everyone's acting brand new. I didn't have any cookies. I'm the only one fessing up to the fact that I had cookies. Everyone's like, oh, well, I don't know. And I literally explained the story. Amber told me to that I could have a cookie. I took 2 with my own volition. I took 2. And then I was about to go back to my room. Or no. Before I took the 2, I wasn't really going to take one. I saw Olivia eating one on the side of the bed. I said, those look awfully good. So I was like, you know what? I am going to actually grab a cookie, but instead of 1, I'm going to get 2. So then I grabbed 2 cookies, and then apparently everyone else and their mom had one too, but they tried to blame it all on me like I had 8.
And then it kept on going because then Darius said, well, Amber said I could have one. So then I turned to Amber. I go, what do you mean she could have one? And she said, well, Olivia said I could have one. And then Olivia said, well, Lexi said I could have one. And then Lexi had no one else to say. And there's still a cookie missing that's unclaimed. And I have not forgotten about it.
Yes, there is. I think that it had to be Lexi lying. It had to been. Greta, I don't think Greta would ate them because she knew they were yours. Amber's the only one that could be. Amber and Lexi the only one that could be lying, and I feel like Lexi would be the one. Sorry, Lex.
I probably was.
I just don't think that I think Amber would just say I ate it. I think she did. Because I saw Olivia eating one. And she says she ate one. I don't think she ate 2. She ate 1. I had 2 out of there, and there's another missing cookie. I don't think Amber had one. Greta knew they were yours. I think it was Lexi. And that's why she was acting real suspicious the next day when we were talking about it.
That's so crazy. Wow.
Anyways, that was the gist of it. We have since moved out. Everything is there's someone actually already in our apartment.
There is.
There's somebody moved in already. We're gone. We left Chicago. Chicago's behind us. And
it's in front
it was
of me,
a lot.
actually, about 20 minutes north.
Oh yeah, it actually is in front of him. But yeah, we have I don't know what our future, where our future lies. But right now, we need to get it together. The tariffs are coming. And we're trying to prepare for the tariff. I'm not ready at all, and I don't think anybody is. But yeah, we were trying to make this a 50-minute video.
Anything you guys hear? Okay, well, actually, you guys aren't gonna hear any drunk stories for a minute. Because we aren't gonna do anything.
Yeah, literally.
So please.
No drunk stories for a minute. We don't do a lot of things. Let's go to
Actually,
Barbados.
I think you guys are chill. You know what? I'm gonna stop because every time I talk about something, I never see anybody saying, "Oh, Malik was doing too much on that kitchen island." Oh, Malik was doing this. Or Malik was doing that. You guys all understand. I hope you guys.
Yeah, we're really joking when we say that everyone's doing a lot. It's only literally one or two people sometimes, and it's never that serious to bring them up. I think it's just funny though. Nancy, me and you have a little bit of beef, but it's fine.
Oh, Nancy.
No, not too much. But yeah, you guys are actually extremely lucky that you're even getting this episode, because we're just I don't know. I've been booked and busy and trying to think about my life, especially after I got out of Chicago. How has it been since we last saw each other in person?
I've been depressed. I've been stressed.
Okay.
And undressed. For most of my days. I feel like I need to do. Did you unpack your stuff?
It's actually piled up right there.
Okay. See, mine is piled up over there. So I need to, and that's stressing me out. And like every day I try to do a little something. I actually had to do a lot to even get this room, to book this room for this session.
To book this room was crazy. And do you remember when Beyonce's happening in 3 minutes?
I do. And I'm not mentally, physically, financially, spiritually
none of the above.
Ready.
We literally, on a whim, just said we have to get tickets because obviously we had to. But it was just, I mean, we have to think about outfits. We haven't gotten our hotel yet. We haven't thought about how I'm gonna get there. I don't know any of that. And we have to know. It's just
you're stressing me out.
And when is the first show? Do you know?
April 28th.
Oh my God, that's in a month, literally, like a month and a week. That's scary. Are you gonna do what you did last time and literally watch every video and then tell me about everything?
I was trying to think because at first I think that like when I can't be, I think I'll be overstimulated. I need to know things or else I'm gonna be too overstimulated.
Like, I don't want to know things.
And then I also forget them. Like I think that like, if we just went, because she does like a lot of things where things are like mashup and remix and this and that, and I think if all that was thrown in my face at once, I couldn't do it. Like I need to know some things.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have had the ability in 1981 if we were going to see Michael Jackson.
And that's why people were fainting and passing out seeing Michael Jackson.
They had no idea.
I need to know what's going on. Imagine the first time you saw him go, "Are you kidding?" And you saw him lean forward.
That's really funny. It's a nail in the ground.
You said, "Hey, I think it was a nail in the ground."
It's a nail, and it like hooks up on the thing. That's kind of cute. Yeah. I think Beyonce should do that. And say, "I'm bringing Michael back." Anyways, I want to do the same thing I did for Renaissance. So if you guys don't know, when Malik and I went to Renaissance, I literally, I did something that's so crazy that I don't even know. Can't even believe that I did this. I blocked Beyonce on everything, mama. Keywords, hashtags, her accounts, everywhere. I blocked everything. You could not get me for 3 months to look up the word Beyonce because I didn't want to see a single spoiler. And one day Malik goes, she might gag us just a tinge. And he showed me when she said, "What's up, girlfriend?" No. You showed me when she said, the mother Renaissance. Yes. I said, sorry. I said, oh my God. I was literally gagged. But I cannot, because I think what it is that I don't know how she's going to pull this off.
Me either, because there's songs, and that's why I can't. I have to know.
I don't know how she's going to do this. And I want to be surprised. So different. It is so different. Like, it doesn't seem like the energy. I don't know. I mean, are we going to be hearing Just for Fun? Like, what is it going to be?
Can you stop bringing up Just for Fun? But seriously, though, are we going to be hearing, like, I feel like so many of the songs are somber, and it's just so, I don't know, like Renaissance, I don't know. And that's why I can't go in that blind.
But I know.
I need to have cataracts. I can't go in blind. I can't.
You need to stop. But I know, knowing Beyonce, that every single time I've underestimated her, she's always proven me wrong. So I know that I'm gonna be gagged. I just want to be gagged in real life, but I don't know if I'm gonna expect too much now because I saw Renaissance and I don't have any glimpse of. I don't know. This is too much.
And
I
then
think it would still be a show. Even if she gave us vocals the whole show, like, it would still be a show. But I want to know. And then also, her ankle is fixed,
her ankle
Mama.
is
Her
fixed.
ankle is fully fixed. Is she gonna be giving us? Because you could tell, like, a little bit in the Renaissance, like in the beginning of the first couple shows, that her ankle wasn't all the way healed. Her ankle's healed now. Is she gonna be giving us dance breaks
I
for the
don't
girls?
know. I don't know. But I'll let you know. April 28th.
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to see none of that. And
I'll
it's
let
gonna
you know
be
on April
all over my
28th.
For You page. And they're
Yeah.
gonna say,
Also,
"Do you guys want to see Billy or this?" I know it's
what
gonna
they're
come
gonna
up again.
say. Show me a clip where Billy does this. What they're gonna say. Which is really crazy.
Whatever. Anyways, we're stressed. This is first world problems.
This is first world problems, but I do have some second and third ones though. I just don't put
Oh,
them up. So
oh.
please.
Anyways, okay. Well, I guess we'll end it here unless you have something else to say.
No, I don't. I just want to say, what is this? 11.
Yes.
Thanks for spending 11 weeks with us, you guys. It's been really
11 weeks,
nice, and
guys.
I really appreciate it. And I'm glad that you guys care about what we have to hear. And yeah, that's it.
Yep. Never missed a week, and I think we should give ourselves a pat on the back for that too. Never missed a week so far.
We've never ever missed
So
a week
far.
so far.
Even some weeks have been lackluster, as we heard from that
Yeah.
commenter last week. But we never missed a week. So make sure we do all the housekeeping. Make sure you're right now. Everyone needs to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Make sure that if you are on Spotify or Apple Music or any other podcasting platform, that you give us a rating of 5 stars. If it's not 5 stars, we don't want to see it.
Yeah.
We don't want to see it. At all. Okay, keep it to yourself. Actually, send us an email. You can send it. That's the one thing you can do. If you don't give us 5 stars, you can send us an email like Nancy on jokespod@gmail.com, not our business email.
This is, you guys. You press jokes on us. You go to our thing. You just go to here. Oh, we have 5 stars, 61 reviews. That's so beautiful. All you gotta do is go
Really?
in here. Yeah, we do. And you just press
61?
5 stars. Yeah, 61.
That's pretty good, actually. I didn't know.
And the latest one
Thank you,
was
guys.
Saturday, and they said this podcast is for the girls. You don't even have to leave a comment. I would love to read them though. But they said this podcast is for the girls. Malik is such an amazing addition to Darius and his content. Can't get enough of these two. And that was Saturday. And thank you.
Thank
Cecil.
you.
And
That was really nice.
5
I
out
didn't know.
of 5
I
is
haven't
amazing.
seen any of them. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, please go on Spotify or anywhere else and give us a review, and then make sure you're turning on post notifications on here if you're on YouTube watching us, so that you can get notified when we post. And yeah, just like turn us on when you're cleaning or when you're on your way to work or when you're doing anything. Maybe you actually want to watch us and sit down and be attentive the whole time. I don't know, but we really appreciate you being here, and let us know some things that you want to see in the future, some topics you want us to go over, whatever. We'd love any suggestions, whether that be in our email or in the comment section. But yeah, I think that's the end of this episode.
Yeah, what's your rec?
Oh, okay, I don't have one. Sorry.
Okay.
My rec is I don't have a rec. Wow. I could give a song at any point in time, but do I want to do that?
You always give a song.
I know, because I don't do anything else. I don't watch movies or anything like that. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have a rec.
Okay. Wow.
Do you?
And this is what Nancy was talking about. Oh my god.
Get it over with. I'm trying to leave. Nancy was right. Leave me alone. Oh, my recommendation is if you ever in Chicago, go get Vintners. These are actually the best chips you'll ever have. Flame Out Cheetahs just are not cutting it. They're just not cutting it. They're too mass produced. Go to a CVS in Chicago and go get you some Vintners. The girls in Chicago know. Malik said he hates them. They're the most disgusting chips he's ever had.
I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that.
But no, that's a weird rec. But whatever. If you have something to rec, do you have something
that's
to rec?
a good rec.
Okay. Well, yeah, you should definitely. These are really, really good. Like, I bought 10 bags of them at CVS. I'm not joking about that. I bought 10, gave 5 to my mom, and I've been snacking on the 5. They have the most powder on them ever, and they're so good. Anyways, that's it. We'll see you guys next time with another video.
Okay,
Peace out.